Greetings, minions, survivalists, and fellow gamers. This is Silverblade Dagger playing 7 Days to Die, Alpha 16.3 now. The new update just came out. This is episode number 36. Yeah, that's what it is. 36. Alright, so last week I mentioned I was going to do an episode of The Dagger's Point, and I never was able to get around to doing it. But I think the main point that I was going to bring up, and it relates to gaming, is that I'm going to turn off monetization on my channel for everything, starting with this episode, for the rest of, let's say, the month. And you guys let me know if you think that's a good thing. The way I look at it, the whole Google thing and YouTube thing with the demonetization, it's mostly affecting my 7 Days to Die content. It hasn't been anything on my Empyrean stuff. And it's just moronic in my opinion. But I don't want to give them the upper hand on it where they can dictate what they want. And as it is, I make more money, and it's not about the money really, but I make more money with you guys who are on Patreon in 1 month than I can get in 2 years with Google and all that mess. And I'm missing these guys like crazy right now. It's alright, I'm protected. They're not. Oh, still missing though. Like crazy. It's like lag or something. Well, golly. Golly. And I still can't hit the broadside of a zombie's face. There we go. Come on. Die. Again. Come on. Come on. Swinging at what, Bubba? What you swinging at? Oh. Yeah. Let's get down and dirty. Man, I can't have any nice things. I can't aim worth a score. Alright, you little turkeys. Messy, messy, messy. There we go. Yeah, yikes. Alright, let's start cleaning this mess up. As I was saying though, I am going to demonetize my content for the month of September. One, because I'm not really too worried about it. You guys that support me on Patreon, you definitely have my gratitude. Don't ever think that I take you guys for granted. And you guys know who you are. But I just don't want to support YouTube in a period of abject stupidity where it's not really helping my channel. It's not helping other people's channels. In fact, it's hurting others, especially those who make a living on this platform. And they're not doing anything controversial, not any hate speech, which there really isn't any such thing as hate speech, just speech that people don't like. And I don't know. I'm just not thrilled with the idea of YouTube going to extreme lengths, trivial and petty lengths to penalize the content creators. It's stupid. Now, I don't do much on my channel that's political. Main reason for that is politics divides people. You know, left, right, us, them, that kind of bullshit. And I definitely have my own political beliefs and principles. I'm very passionate and opinionated, if you haven't guessed already. But I try to keep the politics off my channel because I want to focus on fun, focus on unifying gamers who just want to have fun, and not have to put up with the trollishness that you get with other games and people being just abject dicks to each other. I don't want none of that. I just want to have fun. I also want to make a living of this, but I don't want to, like, make money the whole driving force behind my videos. And, you know, people, I mean, there's people that do it, and more power to them, really. I mean, if they can be good at it. But they're not me. I'm not them. And so I'm not going to make everything about money. But it is an important aspect of the platform as it is. And I do want to make what is rightfully, you know, due me, you know, but yeah, anyways, yeah, so for the month of September, and maybe even longer than that, it depends on how the month pans out, but I'm not going to demonetize my videos. Basically, I just want you guys to enjoy my videos and not hear about people, you know, begging for money and scraps and all that stuff. You don't need that. Let's get that upgraded. So that's basically what I was going to say on the daggers point. And I'm just saying it now. Now, the other thing I have to mention, and I'm sure you guys are really into the game, know that this is Alpha 16.3, and last week it was 16.2. The newest thing about the update is that they changed some parts of the core code, which essentially means people would have to restart the game. If you've gotten as far as I have right now in this game, you'd have to restart to take advantage of those changes. And I thought about it, because we're not really that far along. I mean, it's only day 11. But I thought, you know what? Screw that. We've come this far. Things are working out, you know, pretty decently. So I'm not gonna restart here on my channel. So we're just gonna continue things as they are, as if there is no update. Force that, and just keep playing. Nothing more complicated than that. Let's go with 25 of these. Now, another thing I'm going to have to do, and this doesn't really have any major impact on the channel, is I got to redo this base a little bit. I've been playing, as you guys know from what I was saying last week, I've been playing on Midnight Designer's Patreon server, and almost identically built this base. And I did this base in the experimental version, but I didn't really let it go very far. And it was just enough to get the measurements of the base and an overall idea of how it would work. So I didn't like test things out or go all the way in building it and playing it and all that. On Midnight Designer's server, though, I have been going full bent on it, and so I learned a few things I'm going to have problems with in the future, and I don't want them to affect my game in the now, at least this game that you guys get to see. So I have to make sure I take care of some business in this. Alright, now if I seem a little spacey tonight, or this morning, depending on when you're watching this, it's because I'm recording this about 20 minutes to 5 in the morning. I wanted to get into recording this earlier, but, you know, we had issues with the plumbing in the house. Nothing is really severe or drastic, but enough to be an annoyance that demanded attention. So there's that. And then I got involved in a Google Hangouts live stream. And I didn't realize how long that was going to run. So then I had to go to Meijer and pick up some more Mountain Dew, because this doesn't fill itself, unfortunately. Mountain Dew and snacks, because I'm a gamer, and any gamer worth his salt has to have snacks. Didn't say they'd have to be healthy snacks, but they're snacks. So it wasn't until after 4 o'clock in the morning that I finally got home and like, oh, I gotta get this batch of videos recorded, because tomorrow I gotta record Empyrean, and that's after more work on helping fixing the plumbing, and there's not enough hours in the day, not enough rack time. I get one more. I need 2 more. So I've been keeping myself pretty damn busy. But busy keeps me out of trouble. And God help me, I can get into so much trouble. Right, Sharky? Anywho, we got the base repaired. We got that going now. The things I need to change is I need to, and I probably should have thought about this before putting out the spikes, but at some point I gotta bring the walls in this way, one, and this way in one, because this is kind of revealing what I have planned in the future, but whatever. Electric fences, electric shock fences. They're awesome. Absolutely awesome. And I tried one iteration of my base in the experimental mode, where it was just here and here, and the line in between, and then when the zombie walk through, they get shocked, and it freezes them enough where you can pop them in the head. But the problem was the posts where they can hit them, and once they destroyed a post, it knocked out the whole grid, because I had it all spiraled together. So that didn't work. So I tested out putting a post behind the wall here and behind the wall here, and then I close off these corners, and it worked out great. The only problem I'm having now is that when I get the electric tool, the wiring tool, sometimes, especially when there's spikes here, going from this side here and dragging the line over here to connect it to the post, it says that it's too long. It's too long of a distance, because there's a range on them. You can only go about 7 squares, 8 squares, something like that, and then you can't connect it to something. So you have to keep making bridges across it, and you can't do that so much with the electric posts. So this is wide enough where it will go across, but maybe because it was on a multiplayer server, there might have been a glitch or something, because the server is prone to be a bit glitchy on things. It might be a problem with that. So it might be different with single player. But at some point I am thinking about bringing in another wall, doubling up the wall, and then cutting into this wall to put in the posts. So that might have to be an option. And then as for closing off the corners, I worked out 2 designs that work pretty good. One is just coming out 3 blocks this way and then going diagonal 3 blocks this way and then meeting it diagonally. And that would keep the zombies from getting back into this area, which would be a room of its own, and then beating the hell out of the electric posts. But the problem is that the zombies would bunch up on these corners and start beating on the wall, and even if there was spikes there, it'd still get to it, beat on the wall, punch through, and destroy shit anyway. So what I'm thinking of doing is coming out like 4 blocks on each side, and then going diagonal, and then running an electric post across the diagonal. It's hard to describe. I mean, it's easy to describe, harder to visualize, but basically they go through the wall, they'll hit that electric wire and get electrocuted, and that gives me time to deal with them. So that's something I'm working out as well. I haven't fully enacted that one, but we have a ways to go before we can get there. Excuse me. But that's just an idea of what the design of the base is. So you'd have literally 5 rows across here of electric fencing that would shock and temporarily immobilize zombies. Now I also have that rigged up with a motion sensor, a light, and a siren. So not only can you see with a light, up there to illuminate the area, but also a siren to, if you're on the other side of the base and all of a sudden you hear a siren behind you, it kind of gives you an audible warning as to where they're coming from. So there's that. Now the problem is I have to raise, let me do this. I actually have to raise the ceiling up here like this, because in order to fit that motion sensor in, actually I probably do this so you can kind of see a little better, because there is going to be iron bars across, and I also have to rework how I think on those too. But basically right where that spot there would be a motion sensor, and the reasoning for it is that I don't want the electric posts to be electrified all the time. One, it's a drain of electricity, constant drain of electricity, and that's no good. If I have to use gas-powered generators, it's going to be eating up gasoline all the time. Now, I've heard that the generators don't consume gas, or as much gas, when there isn't that much of a load on them. So, to have the motion sensor, what that would do is it costs 5 watts, which isn't really all that much. And it scans, you can select the field that you want it to scan, and the target. So if it's me, or a stranger, a friend, or a zombie, if any of those, and they're triggered so that one of those will wander in here and gets in that field of vision of that motion sensor, then it turns on a switch, essentially, that will light up the light and the siren, and then it also will activate power to the electric posts. So it ain't consuming all that much energy, and this would be on 4 sides, essentially. So you figure that's about 20 watts. 20 watts is nothing. So 20 watts is being consumed all the time. Only when zombies are in the kill zone will they trigger the electric fences and the defenses, and that will jack up the power usage pretty quick. But I also have some plans on how to work that. So I know it's spoiling a little bit, but I still have to put it into practice in game. So for now, we're just going to leave that there, but this is to remind me I have to raise this area up. In fact, just go like this, I guess. Now, these corners are going to be essentially maintenance rooms. They're not going to be, I'm not going to be in them all that much. Yeah, it's nighttime. No. Okay, ominous noise. Thank you very much. I'm not going to be in them that much, only to maintain the electricity grid for the electric posts. And one other thing that I'm considering. Now, I mentioned going 4 across, diagonal, 4 across, and then meet the other diagonal. So it's out like this, and then in like that, kind of like an M shape from this corner, from the view from this corner. In that corner in the middle, like here and here, thinking of putting in dart traps, so that when the zombies come to the corner, as they inevitably do, there'll be something there to shoot back, and in case I'm swamped on another side of the base. I haven't fully, like I said, I haven't fully tested that out or played that out, but when I do, you know, based on the results of it, if it meets my liking, I may incorporate it in this base, but it's still a little too early to tell for that. But basically, the main defenses of the base will be electric, with trigger-plated dart traps. And then there's me, with hopefully a lovely arsenal of firearms. Hopefully. That will keep things from going sideways. PDQ. So I suppose we'll just get this going. Now these blocks will be replaced with iron bars when I have the materials to do so. And I hate how it kind of skitters like that when you go to place blocks sometimes. Major pain in the ass. And I need to... There we go. So basically just raising this up one ain't no thing. I could also dig that down a little bit, but I mean I do intend to put in a concrete floor at some point. So there's a lot more going on with this base on Midnight Designer's Patreon server. And I'm trying to get in as much time as I can on that, but I just have things that come up, and you guys should know how that is. Life comes at you fast. Can't remember the rest of that from Ferris Bueller, but too damn tired to care. So I just keep placing these out. We'll probably just tack these down too. And yeah, this episode has been more of just kind of talking about what's going on, you know, obviously like the Google, YouTube thing, and then detailing my plans for the future of this base. So it's nothing too crazy this time, but we'll get things fired up as the week progresses, trust me. Hopefully I can wake up a little bit more too. Like that'll ever happen. I slept for 11 hours yesterday, so I'm a little groggy still, actually. But, you know, you sleep for that long, and yeah. Alright. So that is good. Now I'm overheating. I hope that's something they fixed in 16.3 after a restart, because the thermal survival in this is stupid. Don't worry, I'm not having a seizure, just a brain fart. I'm on the wrong side of the base. Let's see. And that's all the wood that I've got. Crud. Alright, well, we'll make the most of it. So the only ones I need to upgrade are these. Now, one of the things we definitely need to do is resource gathering. And also, I need to get some levels up because I want to get Secret Stash up as quickly as possible, because that is going to be very important when it comes to the electricity angle of my base. Little spoiler, I don't want to rely on generators. So I'm thinking, and I've been doing this on Midnight Server, going solar. There's some good and there's some bad about solar in this game. But so far it's been pretty worthwhile to me in my gameplay so far. So the idea is getting battery banks, which you need a blueprint for, or a schematic for, to unlock it. And then you take your excess car batteries and you put it in the battery bank, and you use that to power your base. But to recharge those batteries, because they'll have a constant drain, initially you can use a gas-powered generator to do the job for you. It costs you gasoline for it, and they're noisy. So I kind of want to avoid that. Save the gasoline. Excuse me, my eye's twitching again. I want to avoid the use of gasoline and save it for my mini bike. And with the solar, it's silent. It doesn't work during the night, obviously, but that's what the batteries are there for. The batteries will keep that 20 watts or so of power flowing. And it's a slow trickle that way. And then at 4 o'clock in the morning, when the sun comes up, the solar panels will work again. And they'll just top off the batteries, you know, keep them charged, and I don't have to worry about it. Now here's a little pro tip for you guys. Relays, which are a nice thing in the game because they extend the range of your cabling. Relays cost 5 watts just to pass energy from an energy source to an item. So like a horn, a trap, whatever. Costs 5 watts just to bridge it. And I found that switches don't cost anything and do the exact same thing and then some than a relay does. So basically, let's see, did I pick any of those up? Apparently not. Anyways, a switch you could turn on and off. It cuts the power or lets power through. And you get a green light that tells you that there is a continuity of energy going through it. So the trick is you use the switch as a relay, and you turn it on, and then you'll know if there's any disconnects in your circuit between power source and item. The light will be red if it's not on, and so you know there's a problem there. So it works great as a troubleshooting thing, but also it doesn't cost you energy to run cable through it. And you could branch it out to multiple things. So it does the same thing as relay, no power cost, and it works as a troubleshooting technique. So that's a nice little feature. Let's see what else. That's about it, I think, for little pro tips about electricity. I want to demonstrate them properly in due time. And there's probably a wall chunk down here that's damaged in there. Get up. Get down. Alright. Oh, okay, it's just iron bars that's damaged. But yeah, I want to demonstrate them properly for you so you guys that want to play with electricity and stuff in the game, if you haven't already, can enjoy that. Anywho, it is nighttime. I got some things to do off camera, but I think this is about a good spot to leave things. We got the walls raised a little bit. We dealt with a wandering horde, which really shouldn't have had one because they don't have any heat buildup here with things cooking and whatnot. But we need to get a few things yet. Chemistry lab, a cement mixer, things like that, as well as we need to get some weapons, real weapons. And need to start building things up towards getting this base finished. Anywho, thank you guys so much for watching. Do check out the links in the description box below. I should have my new links in there for my account on Gab.ai, which is something I was going to mention in the Dagger's Point. My links for VidMe, which is where I'll be putting my videos on also. I'll also be trying to remember to put my videos up on Patreon and Minds.com. I believe the links for those are down below as well. But if for some reason YouTube decides to get full retarded on us, I'll be putting my content on those sites. I mean, I'm going to be sharing them on there side by side with the YouTube stuff. But, if YouTube goes belly up on me, well, I'm just going to put my content on those places. Also, I need 50 followers on VidMe so I can put up videos larger than half an hour or certain file size. And right now I'm kind of stuck. I can't put any more videos up because the next one in line is over 30 minutes long. I got 5 followers so far, so if you follow me on VidMe, it'd be just like subscribing to me here on YouTube. Same content, really. But it'll allow me to put my videos up there in their full length instead of having to chop them up and upload them. So check that out, and I'll follow you back. So thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, see you later. Twitch.